Hello everyone, hope you're having a fantastic day and welcome back to Angels with Scaly Wings. We're continuing where we left off of going in the kitchen, getting the lemon juice, and getting the secret message from our friend. Though, how to pronounce names, I think I'm still probably going to screw them up. Because I can't find... I swear I saw a comment of people telling me how to pronounce their names right, but then I couldn't find it when I re-looked today. Don't know why. No idea, but we're continuing left off of, just playing the game naturally, again, blind playthrough, and doing it, my mode, at least with the first playthrough, is always play what feels most natural to me and how I would respond to the best of my ability. And, being overly nice and overly mean for different endings can be, later. Okay. Afterwards, I resumed reading my book about the continuing adventures of Sheridan and her exploits in destroying cultural artifacts. Wait, did I... Is this like Wait, what? So I just... Wait, but I decided to make lunch reading my book. Okay. Unsurprisingly, it came to a happy end with the evil organization stopped in its tracks, at least for now. I thought the ending was deliberately left open for ambiguity, but when I turned the page and saw the advertisement for the next entry in this apparently long-running series of books, I realized all of this had just been a ploy to set up the inevitable sequel. Sequel baiting. Ugh. Luckily, the disappointment didn't last long as I had to get going to meet... I'm gonna say Reza. Reza? Reza? I'm going to pronounce it Reza this time. How about that? Just in case. When I got outside, it didn't seem quite as dark as it was when I arrived yesterday. I might have had difficulties finding my way, otherwise, I could still see the portal in the distance. I don't see it. You're lying to me. As I was walking, I wondered if anyone was following me, but the land seemed oddly deserted. Was everyone already asleep? There'll be a few night owls, I'm pretty sure. I mean, if there's night owls in humanity, there's going to be night owl dragons for sure. Eventually, I arrived at my destination. Reza was already standing idly by the portal, his fidgeting making it obvious that he had waited just for me. I was already wondering whether you'd get it at all. What did you expect? What a wonderful piece of shit. More reasons why I don't like him. Oh, guess I did. ... He just skips the conversation. You didn't make it easy. No, I'm not gonna say whatever makes him feel smart. Screw that. What did you expect? What a wonderful night. Did you just make fun of my intelligence? Oh, what a wonderful night. Just look up at the stars. You can see them so clearly here without all the pollution lingering in the air like back at home. Just look at the stars, but not in a city. It's not that hard. It's called light pollution, not just pollution. Just go out to the countryside. Go to New Zealand or something. Jeez. But okay. Almost as if we were looking right into the face of eternity itself. Ugh. Just keep him away from astrology nutcases, please. For so long, humanity thought we'd find aliens out there, yet after all these years we found... After all these years, we found we were still alone in the universe. Well, not... What do you mean we're still alone? No one, barely anyone should doubt if there's definitely life out there in the universe. We just don't really know if it's in our galaxy. But... it's eventual. It's impossible to think we're the only ones of the billions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of almost infinite space. I mean, I don't know if I should say infinite space or almost infinite space. Who knows? But yeah, it turns out we're just not looking in the right space. The right place, but... stupid comment, but this guy's just trying to sound smart and shit, but whatever. I don't care about that character. What's going on? Why did you call me here at this time? For one, because we're sending the generator home. Right, before I was sent here, they told me they would limit the use of the portal as they couldn't afford to keep it open all the time. In order to keep in contact with us and to enable us to send things over to them, the portal would be open for just a quarter of an hour each day. Sending something back home wasn't really problematic for us, since the high energy expenditure associated with sending bigger objects only affected the sender, not the receiver. However, this also meant that until all business was concluded in regards to our trade with the PDAs and the generators, were basically stuck here. As for the other, do you know what this place is? You said something about trouble. How much danger are we really in? More than enough. I'm afraid this whole place will be gone soon, and we better not be here when it happens. You trying to say this is like the planet's just gonna just blow up? Like, they just happen to be on a planet that's unsustainable for some reason that you're just not gonna tell me until like 80% of the way through the game or something? Just spit it out. What are you talking about? I'd hoped you'd see it too, but then it took me a while to understand, and I had a head start on you. You just have to stroke your ego. Like, come on. I'll just say, yeah, I know. You do? Well, then you know what we've got to do, right? Yeah. How did you find out? It took me quite a while, but maybe we can compare notes and make sure we're right. While he was speaking, my gaze wandered and fixed on some movement nearby. It's hard to make out anything, but I imagined it might have been the wind blowing. Okay, well, I'm doubting it's just the wind. It's definitely a dragon. That's the one that's been to me watching him. Absolutely, I wouldn't doubt that for a second. Except for the fact that there was no wind. This might take a while to explain, but we've got the whole night. Nah, I guess I won't go in that direction. I'm not going to give an answer. I'm just, like, blatantly lying. But I was just, like, waiting. Waiting. Nope. Okay, it's bugged again. No. This game is so fucking buggy. Like, seriously. Why is this game so old? It's like, you can see my crosshair, thank God, but it's like, I can't. Oh my God. This game kind of infuriates me sometimes. So the only way to... There we go. Now it's doing what it's meant to. Okay, just spit it out already. I'd hoped you'd see it too, but then it took me a while. Okay, just... While he was speaking... Okay, so he's... Go on. He turned around to face whatever I was seeing. He squinted hard before he called out. You, how dare you follow me even here? The disturbance came closer until it became clear it was Maverick. Wow, imagine my shock. This guy who thinks he's a smart fuck, and he's just like, I wonder if one of the dragons whose specific job is to watch me, I wonder if he's watching me late at night. Or if me sneaking outside, like, really suspiciously in the middle of the night. Wow, aren't you clever? Reza, Freeza. Fuck this kid. Fuck this dude. I don't care for him at all. I hate him. He's stupid. I know you're up to no good. What were you talking about? What are you planning here? Some kind of attack? Wait a minute. There's no reason for it. Don't try to deny it. I heard you both talking about it in the cafe, and I saw the letter. You think I couldn't smell the lemon on it? Pathetic. You have to come to me. You'll have to come with me to the police station now, both of you. Come on, I think you're overreacting, but we'll come with you. What? He just pulls out a fucking gun. It's a little dinky gun. It looks so dinky. It was so dinky revolver. He just shoots him point blank. I heard a shot. I heard a shot and he groaned, but there's no bullet hole or anything. Reza, what are you doing? Come on, Neco, let's get out. So is he on, like, the ground dead or passed out? He's just snarling and he's like, come on, let's get out of here. But did the bullet do anything? He just... In the dragon's side, I could see the wound where the bullet had penetrated his hide, a trickle of blood staining his dark scales in the earth beneath. Reza used the opportunity to run off in some direction. I wasn't sure which. I frantically scanned my surroundings looking for Reza or whatever, though he had already vanished into the darkness. What was I supposed to do? Run away as help? Or run away as well? Help Maverick? I was just a diplomat and I had no idea what was happening. Can I help him? Suddenly the dragon whipped around, hitting me in the guts with his thick tail. I was lifted off the ground briefly before I felt the impact of my body hitting the ground, hard enough that my vision blurred almost immediately. A deafening roar battered my ears. Was this his cry for help? I could barely move, but I found it better not to try, as to not startle the wounded dragon more than he already was. It certainly would have ended badly for me if he tried anything. I heard him take a few unsure steps before he lay down on the ground, panting. I'm still watching you, you know, and you better not move for your own good. If I have to get up again and come after you in this condition, I can promise you I won't be nice. I wouldn't have cared for running. If I was in that predicament, I would look at Reza, just watch him run like a little bitch, and just been... This wasn't part of the plan. We're just gonna be nice to the dragons and fuck off. That's the plan. This guy's just like... Okay. It took a few minutes of listening to his labored breathing before someone arrived. It was 2 dragons. The first I recognized as Sebastian, the other one I didn't know. I heard Sebastian and Maverick exchange a few words when the stocky fellow approached me. Yeah, and? What did I do wrong? I'm just standing here. I didn't shoot him. Okay, wait, he's not being intimidating. Like, the image of him just, like, staring me down like this. You know, and then it becomes, hey kid, you alright? With a very kind of stoic face. Whatever. Moving on. Still feeling, yeah, I think I'm alright. I'm Bryce, the chief of police in this town. Can you tell me what happened? Just lying outright. Maverick followed us here and tried to apprehend... I mean, this is half-truth. Full lie. And the truth. The deal wasn't to shoot the dragons. I don't know. It's not like I was already making fun of. I highly doubted Reza was going to tell me the actual story until 80% way through the game. And I'm probably right, but no spoiling, no confirming if I'm right or not in the comments. The suspense must be kept unknown. But yeah, I'll be honest. But also, I mean, saving first, actually. Reza shot Maverick and ran off. Is that so? His face was stern and seemingly lost in thought as I overheard Sebastian's conversation. Yeah, but you're the flyer on duty. We probably won't find him now. Not here in the darkness at any rate. Just guard the portal. Where the fuck is he gonna do? Like, what is he gonna do? Run around in a country, in a planet he's unfamiliar with a bunch of dragons that can fly in the sky? What is he gonna do? If you guard the portal, and you guard his temporary home, and guard then my home in case we're acquaintances, which, you know, would make sense, then where's he gonna go? You guarded the 3 top VIP areas, unless he's just gonna go around murdering every dragon one by one, but we'll have to see. That's just brilliant. What do you think, Chief? Neco, can you walk? I think so. Alright, Sebastian, take Neco to the apartment, get us some help here for Maverick, and then we'll look for Reza. Right on. Right on! Rather than, I think what he means is on it, maybe? Or Roger? Come on, Neco, I'll help you up. Saying right on in a serious situation, sort of, because Maverick was shot, but he's like, right on! I was still shaken up by the events I just witnessed when I arrived at my apartment. Not knowing anything better to do, I soon fell into a deep slumber. At least the deep slumber wasn't caused by overdosing on those pills in the bathroom. The next day, I awoke with many questions lingering in my head. I considered calling someone from the police department to ask about Reza and Maverick, but in the end, I decided against doing so, as I was sure they would contact me if they had anything to tell me. I knew it was no use worrying about it for now, so I settled for starting another book. Ding dong. It didn't take very long, though, before the doorbell rang. Who is it? Ah, Bryce. Did Bryce, the chief of police, take it upon himself to escort me today? Let's jump into conclusions, just find out. It's you again. Are you surprised? No, but I guess it'll mean bad news. Afraid so. How are you holding up? I mean, I just was hit by a tail. Why keep asking? Why don't you ask Maverick how he is? Like, geez. I just got hit by his tail. As long as no broken bones, I don't think I'm gonna break bones while sleeping overnight, but okay. But yeah, let's better than yesterday, that's for sure. Let's go for a walk then, shall we? Sure. This time I was taken along a different route than yesterday, and I was quite sure there was more to this than just taking a walk. I'll just go ahead and guess you didn't find Reza. Yeah, we hoped he would have come back on his own by now. Do you have any idea where he might be? Maybe he mentioned some sort of place in particular that holds some meaning to him. No, not really. We didn't get a chance to talk much at all yesterday before. There's that too. I mean, Maverick will presume, but yeah, really, nothing was said. He was just saying bad things are happening, but never told me, so... And whether I don't think the choices would have mattered back then, because I was trying to pry for an answer by saying, like, you know, making fun of him, but didn't work. But I have no idea why Reza would have done anything like that. I had the impression that they weren't very fond of each other, but this... how is he, by the way? Oh, Maverick is doing fine, but there's plenty of blame to go around. You're right. They didn't particularly like each other. In his statement, Maverick says he suspected Reza of planning some sort of attack. Do you know anything about that? No, he only told me something was going to happen. Not that he was planning anything, at least that was the impression I got. He's suspecting you too, by the way, that you both planned... well, no shit. No, what do you mean it wouldn't make sense? It would make perfect sense based on someone who's jumping to conclusions based on my own, stereotyping of assuming Maverick is a very stoic dragon, but he means well, and he wants to protect his community is my, first impression. So it would make sense that he's on guard a lot, but whatever. My in-game character is a little dumb, a little dense. Actually, none of this is making any... no! Reza's not making sense, but that's why... plot reasons. Why would we go through all the lengths of our agreement only to jeopardize it by doing something like this? Well, ask Reza that, yeah. You even already have our PDAs, and we don't have much to show for it yet. If we had any nefarious plans, this wouldn't have been a very good idea. You have a good point, I believe you. But, from our side, we only have Maverick's word on the whole matter. After all, he was the one who spent most of the time with Reza since he arrived here. But even then, he didn't really have any reason to follow you yesterday, and his behavior was completely out of line. I'm just glad you came out fine. That feels like it's selling Maverick short. Do they, not like him or something? He doesn't have a reason to follow you? The guy that's meant to watch us has no reason to follow the human visitor when he's suspiciously sneaking out at night beyond curfew? When I was rushed to this planet, I was escorted before nighttime to my building, and I'm pretty sure the guy that guarded me was outside my police door keeping watch to make sure random people didn't just bust in and meet the human. I'm pretty sure that's what they implied, so it's just like, why is his behavior out of line for following a suspicious activity? I don't know. If he wasn't on mandatory sick leave, he would be suspended right now. Wait, what? He's mandatory sick leave. Huh, he would be suspended right now. We'll have to wait until this whole thing is over before we decide what to do with him. I can assure you this won't be taken lightly. I mean, he was shot by a gun, but... if he's fine and the gun doesn't penetrate dragon scales, I don't know how much damage the gun did right now, since it visually wasn't shown. But we can just leave it to our imagination that he's not in critical condition, as they say. So wait, what do you say? I hope so. Let's see. Maybe they both acted in the heat of the moment. Where I come from, this kind of attack on a diplomat could be classified as an act of war, punishable by death. Yes, it seemed like the heat of the moment. I mean, I really don't think Reza pulled a gun in the heat of the moment. I really wouldn't think his excuse if I run into him and go, "Yo, bro, why did you shoot Maverick?" I don't think he'd respond, "Oh, bro, it was just the heat of the moment. I was just really scared. That dragon just scares me." It's either he's a speciest of dragons, or he's scared for reasons he didn't explain, but it has total, really good logical reasoning, like, I don't know, maybe the dragons turn into, like, giant nuclear explosive devices. Like, they just suddenly blow up for no reason. Like, spontaneous combustion, but even more explodey. But, I don't know. The second one is the threat. I hope so. Did I save? We're gonna go with the first one. Maybe. We still got quite a lot on our hands now, though we have a wounded dragon and a missing human. This could lead to a diplomatic crisis. Maybe Reza will still show up soon, and we can all get this, and we can get all this behind us. I hope so too. I really wouldn't want to jeopardize everything over this unfortunate incident. It feels a little weird, I'll be honest, about how they're rolling with this. Like, they're too nice. They're way too nice. But the game is called Dragons with Scaly Wings, so angels with scaly wings, like, maybe they are all actually very nice. Maybe that's the whole point. They're angels. It's meant to be ironic, or it's meant to be literal. Don't know. How about we both just keep quiet about this whole thing for now? After all, I don't think any of us wants our people panicking about this already, right? I merely nodded in agreement. I wouldn't want weird shit to happen. Eventually, we arrived at the police station, where the chief took my formal statement in regards to yesterday's events. He asked me about Reza and Maverick too, not that I knew much of anything that preceded yesterday's events, or the mysterious catastrophe Reza had mentioned. Afterwards, he thanked me, and left to file my statement while I sat by his table, waiting and listening to the going-ons of his small provincial town police department. When he returned, he was approached by someone who seemed to have urgent news. A lot of talking between the two ensued that I couldn't make out from my position. This went on for a bit until Bryce returned to me. Afraid I have more bad news for you. Reza has now officially become a murder suspect. I mean, it's probably one of those twists where I really don't think it's him, but, I mean, let's see. We're headed to the crime scene and hope you'd come with us. Me, a crime scene? I don't really know much about forensics. It's just that you're the only link to Reza we have. Consider what he said would happen to us. It's in all of our interests that we find him as soon as possible, and if he has anything to do with it, you might be able to help us find him. Your cooperation would certainly be appreciated, and it would be a nice gesture to show us that you're trustworthy in the eyes of those who might think otherwise after what happened yesterday. I'll take that as a mild threat, but I mean, I get where you're coming from. I respectfully decline. That'd be disastrous. I will help you. I suppose I don't really have much of a choice here, but you're right. We've got to find Reza, and if that's what it takes, then I'll do it. Very well, let us go then. Oh, itchy. On our way to the crime scene, he tried to prepare me for what would come. I had studied biology, so I was familiar with the sight of dead animals. I mean, maybe... I guess it depends on, like, what kind of school. I mean... It's just kind of a weird thing. Like, maybe if you grew up like a boomer, or, you know, the silent gen kind of people, when you grew up in school in the 1920s and maybe all the way up to 1970s, maybe even someplace in the 1980s, there'd be, you know, biology where you dissect frogs, sometimes even pigs. But that kind of stuff isn't really done in the West anymore, so I'm not sure, I guess, what school would still say, oh yeah, just biology, dead animals, biology, dead animals. It's interchangeable. It's like, yes and no, but okay. Asking myself how similar this would be, I wondered if my reaction would be any different if it wasn't a dragon, but a human corpse I would be seeing. When we arrived, we were met by Sebastian, who gave us an overview of the whole situation. This morning, the victim was found by a delivery flyer for a restaurant, or it was found by a delivery flyer for a restaurant. Blood loss from multiple wounds are the likely cause of death. Forensics was already here, so feel free to poke around. What the fuck does the delivery flyer have to do with anything, unless it's evidence? Please tell me it has relevance, though. A few paces in front of us, the unfortunate victim lay on the ground, covered by a sheet that concealed the body, but not the large red stain beneath. We approached while Sebastian went off to deter any curious onlookers. I know it won't be pretty, and I'm sorry for putting you through this, but you know what's at stake here. Just remember what I told you, and you should be fine. Alright. Are you ready? I guess so. Is it someone I know? Or will they not show the face? Was it just like a unnamed dinosaur? Or, sorry, I mean, it's like a pterodactyl, basically. I mean, you know. Yeah, or... Actually, it's more... That's a wyvern. I'll say it's a wyvern. It makes me... like, with the current image, it could be a green pterodactyl. But we're going to imagine it's a wyvern instead. What do you think? Knife marks or claw marks? I mean, honestly. But, I mean, what kind of... I highly doubt I'm going to find out the science of it, but I would ask, what kind of sharpness can a human knife or regular knife have on dragon skin or dragon scales? I would need the scientific information if the game doesn't give it. Like, I swear to God, if they... Wait. Also, wait. He's got a bunch of slash marks on his wings. Hang on. It was left hidden by the chat box. Unless the number of slashes is meant to be a clue, but... what do you think? Well, he's definitely dead is a funny way of responding, but Yeah, rip. Yeah, rip. The thing he's using the acronym. That's just hilarious. I'm just imagining a police chief going over top of one of his fellow dragon's body. Just imagine, like, a human cop goes over a dead body. He's like, yep, he's dead. Yeah, rip. Just saying rip, not rest in peace. But, yeah, rip. It just seems so disrespectful for the dead. It's hilarious. But okay. Let's just say this will be your test, and tell me what you can deduce from what you see. Give it your best shot. Oh, investigation, start! Hell yeah! 2 wings, 2 legs, just like the waitress in the cafe. It's called a wyvern. About as big as a human, lengthwise, if not slightly taller. The wingspan would certainly look impressive at that size. Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of scratches. The wounds are kind of hard to miss. No shit, it's not a gun. True, but what are they telling you? Suicide. he was Clintoned. It's 12 slashes. Suicide. He was already dead when he got these wounds. Of all these, I highly doubt they would give us choices, and none of them are right. They were inflicted with a sharp implement. The perpetrator was unusually large or small. I'd need more information about if knives... I'm gonna just assume knives can work. Small or large? Saying unusually small or unusually large is way too vague. But he was dead when he got these wounds. The blood in his mouth means someone has to be injured. I mean, it's not like he bit himself. So it had to be an attack. I'll assume what killed him was the stab to the neck, or a slash to the neck. Like, he bit someone, the person cut him in the neck, he died, and as some kind of, like, revenge or something, he scratched tinier wounds all over his body. Because the wound specifically on his neck has a thicker gash, you can tell with my mouse cursor. There's an actual gash. Either, and I'm thinking that's on purpose, because the other ones are a light amount of blood. The blood is draining clearly from his neck, so he died from the jugular artery being cut or whatever. So I can basically get a gist from this one image for myself. I'm gonna assume he was already dead when he got these wounds. How so? That seems pretty unlikely. What are you just doubting me instantly when you... give us your best shot. Tell us your thoughts. I believe it was this. Nah. Why the fuck are you asking me? Why are you asking me if you're just gonna shoot me down like that? They were inflicted with a sharp implement. Well, no shit. They're clean cuts, like from a knife or another sharp instrument. That is true, but why does this matter? I mean, dragons... What do you mean dragons don't use knives? I'm sure they use knives in kitchens all the time. Fuck off. It couldn't have been Erasa. It could have been someone... It could have... What? But there... It could have only been someone... I'm going to assume that means hands is in human hands, but that's bullshit. You're telling me a dragon with her claws can't hold a knife? You're telling me those little finger digits can't hold a knife? No, that's bullshit. Why do you keep thinking it's suicide? Dragons don't use knives. It couldn't have been Reza. That's inconclusive. Dragons don't use knives. Who says? Dragons don't use knives. Actually, we do. No shit. Mostly by those who have proper hands. But still. Like, seriously, that's the dumbest thing you could... It doesn't. But these are all dumb answers. Or dumb statements. It actually doesn't? You don't think the murder weapon matters? Ugh. This is killing me. This is not proper investigation. Like, I probably solved, like, more than half the case by just my observation of his mouth, in the neck, and the slashes. The slashes on his wings just feels like something like... You know, it feels spiteful. but that doesn't mean it's a human that does it, and dragons can have beef with each other. None of this helps me to go towards my conclusion, so either I'm completely wrong, or the game is, like, subverting my expectations by screwing with me by giving me limited options. I don't like that if that's true. It's not suicide. Why would someone who suicides cut their wings? Like, unless they just really hate being wyverns. Like, it could be someone with hands, that's right. Only those of us who walk on two legs and have the proper dexterity to wield a knife effectively. Most other dragons would probably just bite instead. Of course, this rules out most of the bigger dragons and flyers. But my character said unusually big or unusually small. So that just already... But then Reza still has his... What was it called again? You mean his gun? Yeah, if it was him, why would he kill someone with a knife rather than just use his gun on them? Assuming the gun doesn't work, but the knife does. I'm still not thinking it's him, but it's just a dragon with a knife to pose as one of the humans attacking the dragons. It's a distraction. That's my theory on the whole crime scene. If it was him, why would he kill someone with a knife rather than use a gun? I don't know if the gun's effective, though. Makes him look cooler. He lost his gun. Did he? Who says? He did not want to make any noise. He wouldn't because it wasn't him. He wouldn't because this is... Stop calling it suicide. There's no evidence. He says things that make no sense. He lost his gun. He ran away with his gun. But it hurts my brain. It makes no sense. These are random assumptions that they're so baseless. He did not want to make any noise. He used a loud gun. If he didn't want to make noise, he wouldn't have shot the gun, or he'd maybe have a gun that has a silencer. I don't know, it wasn't him. There clearly is no reason why he would, so it couldn't have been him at all. I'll have to disagree with you. Well, this investigation scene's pissing me off. He lost his gun. It makes him look cooler. He did not want to make noise. He did not want to make any noise. After all, he ran away from Maverick trying to hide from the police. Something as loud as a gunshot would have easily given away his position and alerted others in the area. Right, that could be a good reason. By the way, which would you think was the lethal one? The neck! I think it was the one on his neck. That's right, if all the blood from it wasn't a giveaway, this is the stab wound characterized by a rather small footprint. Footprint! Where? If all the blood from it wasn't a giveaway, this is a stab wound. Characterized by a rather small footprint, you can tell it's also the deep footprint. I think, unless they mean something else, not a literal footprint. And from the location, it's pretty obvious this must have done tremendous damage. It's like they're treating me like a child. What else do you see? Blood? There's a lot of blood. He was hemophiliac. He had AIDS. This isn't blood, it's ketchup. He was dragged here. But is there drag marks? I mean, I don't know the healing factors of dragons to know if it's like if his blood clotting levels or white blood cells were too weak. We'd need more science to just say that. I mean, if it's like if the blood was still dripping hours afterwards, but I don't think they told me how many hours it's been. There's been a murder, but was it this morning or was it like last night? And why is suicide still here? I hope I don't get demonetized by saying the word constantly, but Jesus Christ. He was dragged here. There'd need to be blood drag marks and they didn't show that, so we can't say that. That's stupid. This isn't blood. Is even dumber. He died here. He had AIDS. He was hemophiliac. There's so much blood. Could he have been hemophiliac? It is a lot of blood, I'll give you that, but I don't think this has anything to do with hemophilia. He died here. Else there would have been a trail. Wow, no shit. The splatters also suggest this is where they fought. I don't see any splatters, so the game is lying to me. There's splats, splats, splats. like dripping blood marks, then I would agree, but holy shit, this game is not giving me a lot of information. And I'm pretty confident in my declaration early in anyways. It's just we won't find out until later into the game, I'm pretty sure. We'll see. I'll remember my theories. Unfortunately, it doesn't help with determining who it could be anyone! A dragon who hates him, a wyvern who hates him, or another human we don't know about, maybe. Objection! What? Excuse me? Sorry, I just always wanted to say that. Stop being cringe. Go on, please. What about the blood on his muzzle? You tell me. He had a bloody stake, he has gum disease, he bit his tongue. He fought back. Yes, that is true. I expect forensics already took a sample of it, so it might actually help us determine who the perpetrator is. I think that's about it. There better not be a grading. It's just... Maybe this isn't... Excuse me? What? Told you so. Don't worry about it. Not my strong suit. Oh. Meanwhile, I'm going like Sherlock fucking Holmes on this case, and this bitch asking me the dumbest questions, and I get the dumbest answers, and then they say, you suck at it. You suck at doing this investigation job. If I had the absolute freedom to say my mind, I'm pretty sure I would do well. But I'm going back. I'm redoing that. Fuck that. 1 second. I'm gonna get better grading. If that is, it's either he always says, it's either he always says this, or it's because I hit too many unknowns. But we're gonna learn more, so we're gonna go back, I guess, to this one. Wait, no, that's too far back. This one. I will help you. I guess so. It was suicide. Based on the number and shape of the wounds, I'd say it is suicide. No way. They were... I swear to God, if it was actually suicide. They were inflicted with a sharp... The perpetrator, he was already dead when he got these wounds. It seems unlikely. If he died to a jugular, how would his wings get slashed in such conveniently placed ways without it being like post-death scratch, like marking up the body more? Either that, or he's just using his wings to protect himself while being slashed repeatedly, but... No, anyways. We're just gonna... The angles look a bit strange, like they were done from an unusual position. Is it possible that they were inflicted by a person who was much larger or smaller? No, I don't think that's it. He just shoots everything down, and the obvious one just being obvious. Like saying all the choices are wrong except for, I think a knife was used. It's either a claw or a knife. But the game like makes you, it just like treats you like a moron. I hate it. Like no shit, a knife or something sharp was used. Okay, so let's... It tells us it was suicide. It could have only been someone with hands. He did not want to make any noise. His neck. This isn't blood. Okay, how about if I save here? I want to see what kind of stupid responses I get. I'll save here temporarily. I'm just gonna say this isn't blood. Are you sure? No, it's blood, all right. Fucking stupid responses. Swear to God. Okay. He died here. He's a vampire. Wait, was that there before? But he had a bloody stake, he has gum disease, he bit his tongue. We'll find out what he says. I want to see him, like, at least denying these. He bit his tongue. That is actually a very real possibility. We probably would be seeing more blood if that were the case. He has gum disease. Possible, but unlikely. He is a vampire. Don't be silly. He fought back. That's the way I actually got a good grade this time for answering the most blatantly easy questions. You know, kid, I'm impressed. Maybe we should have you around more often. Anyways, yeah. A knife was used. He died here, and my friend couldn't have killed him because he would want to be quiet, even though he used a loud gun in the middle of the night against a dragon, who then roared. Whatever. Anyways. You did well. Oh, do well in the first investigation. I want to do well in all of them, without I still want to know if I was right about everything, basically, but I'm going to assume it was a different dragon, or another human that we are just unaware about. Like, no one's going to inform me if a third or a different person entered through the portal and snuck in. It's possible. Like, what if Reza set that up? Don't know. Hey, Chief, do you still need the witness here for anything? Sebastian approached with the dragon who had discovered the body earlier. I recognized her as Adine, the waitress from the cafe. She seemed distraught, which, given the situation, wasn't very surprising. I don't think so. Take her to the department, get her statement written up, and that should be it. Sure thing. Alright, miss, we're going to have to take you to the department. Of course. When she spotted me, however, her composure brightened visibly. Oh, it's a human. I mean, you're sad until you see a human, then you just go, oh, human! I mean, some humans are like that with cats and dogs, so I guess I can't really say anything too crazy. It's kind of cute that you look at me and you just go, wow! Well, I'm a human. I mean, it would be continuing a joke. They better laugh, right? I have a name, you know. I'm a human. Yes, I'd call you by your name, but you never actually told me it. It's Neco. What are you even doing here? Do you work for our police now? No, it's just a hobby. Okay, well, I mean, we're gonna have to, Nah. Looks like it. Maybe I should be calling you officer, then. Don't be telling me your kinks this early in. I don't think I'm quite there yet. By the way, I didn't know you also did deliveries. I do a little bit of everything, really. Nice. Delivery. I liked my, fish yesterday. You don't have to hide it. I know it's quite an acquired taste. To be fair, I wouldn't have recommended it to someone new like you, but you could always try something different. Here's our number if you don't want to come in, and we'll deliver anything we have to you. You can deliver me yourself tonight. Sorry, I guess we should get going. Bye. I like them. They laugh at my jokes. They are immediately... I don't know, they're immediately on my list of they better survive, and nothing bad better happen to them. Either way, we're gonna leave it here. I had a lot of complaints, a lot of off moments. I hope I'm not... Let me know if I'm rambling too much, or if my commentary is perfectly fine for people, because I know there'll be a bunch of people who might be on the fence of, Neco, you're talking too much. Actually explain the story first, or no, Neco, we want more commentary like you're doing. Let me know in the comments below just so I know how I should make these, if I need to shut up more, or if the added commentary is the spice people like. Let me know. But either way, let's leave it here. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like, comment, hit that subscribe button, make a Buffalo subscriber, hit the notification down below for updates on my videos, and thank you for watching. Until the next time.